We'll start in about 1 minute. All right, well, I see Alamo, that's a start. Let us remember. Welcome to our winter signing day presented by Uniball. My name is Leo Lopez, and it's my pleasure to serve as the Del Salle Vice President for Athletics. We gather to recognize these senior student athletes that have earned opportunities to compete at the NCAA level next year. Before we get going, just kind of want to take a moment to recognize and thank our family, friends, cousins, grandparents that are here today that have helped all of our student athletes on their journey since day one get to this special moment today. So let's give a round of applause and welcome for our family and friends that are able to be in attendance today. Obviously, the word student athlete is very prominent here at Del Salle High School and what we really believe in. Without our faculty members and staff that have helped from day one to get our students to this point, to help them get through struggles and triumphs in the classroom, we owe a great gratitude to our faculty and staff that have helped along the way. So let's give a round of applause to our faculty and staff that have helped them get where they are today. And lastly, we all know that our coaches play a pivotal role in how our student athletes were able to get to this stage of their life, whether it was an assistant freshman coach to the head varsity coach or even a Little League coach along the way that helped our student athletes get a love for their sport and learn to be in a position to succeed. Let's give our coaches that have helped you along the way a round of applause that are here in attendance and also from the previous years. At this time, we'd like to have our prayer led by our president, Mr. David Holquin.
Thanks, Leo. And again, let us remember that we're in the holy presence of God. Good and gracious God, we give you thanks for the many gifts and blessings we have, and most especially we give you thanks today for Landon, Will, Wyatt, Jaden, and Maya. We give you thanks for the opportunity to watch them compete, to watch them grow, and to watch them excel. But we're reminded that none of us do any of this alone. In fact, we do it with coaches, with teammates, with parents, with siblings, and with family. And so we give you thanks, Lord, for these young men, for their families, their coaches, their mentors, and for the people that they are and the people that they are becoming. May they continue to use their talents to make the world a better place, and may they and may all of us continue to be witnesses of your love. Finally, Lord, in a special way during this Advent season, we pray for those who are sick or suffering, those who go without, those who have asked for our prayers or we said we would pray for, and for any of the intentions which are in the silence of our hearts. For Lord, we know you hear us and answer us. And we offer this prayer and all that is good through Christ our Lord. Amen. St. John Baptist de La Salle, live Jesus in our hearts. And once again, gentlemen, congratulations. We're very proud of you and your accomplishments.
Okay, first, as is our tradition, our head coaches will say a few words about their student athletes. First up, water polo coach Robbie Arroyo.
All right, thank you guys all so much for coming out today. Today we're talking about Will Core, and Will Core is here today because he's a really hard worker. He came in as a freshman, just wanting to learn about being a goalie, and he outstepped people that were ahead of him in the pipeline. He kept working hard where other people didn't, and became our starting goalie going into the playoffs as a freshman, and helped lead that team to a championship. And you're looking at like the career that Will Core has had here. I don't know for sure, but I think he's either the leading saves of all time for the school. And if he's not, he's damn near close to it. So this year he had 148 saves. For the last 2 years, he's been the defensive player of the year for our league. He's won league every single year that he's been here, and has 2 NCS championships and 2 NorCal semifinals as well. And it's not just the defense with Will. One of the things that makes him extremely unique is his ability to score as a goalie. Goalies don't normally score, but he's a threat, that other teams scout out. And this year, for example, he had 8 goals as a goalie. I think another one probably went in, but I know one for sure that I'll never forget was last year playing against Campo Lindo in the semifinals, where he scored a game-winning goal to help us win by 1 goal from the farthest corner in the pool. And that's just Will, just being him, just never giving up. And I'm so glad to have had the opportunity to coach him. Thank you.
Best of luck to Will at Brown next year. Now for our football players, Coach Justin Allenbaugh.
That's a pretty lame round of applause, Coach Justin Allenbaugh. Sorry, just kidding around. First of all, I want to congratulate all the student athletes. I've said this before, but in the last couple of years, it's never been harder for high school student athletes to get recruited to the college level because of the transfer portal and the NIL and the new JUCO rules. So anybody that's moving on to college with an athletic scholarship has done a lot of really, really impressive things. So I wanted to congratulate all of you and say how proud I am of all of you and looking forward to some great things. First, we're going to go with Landon Cook. So Landon Cook, 3-year varsity football player, also a 2-sport athlete, which I'm happy to say that almost all the football team is. Landon has a unique story, but he was able to grind his way to become, I have to say, he's the best receiving tight end that we've had. And he worked his way into becoming a tenacious blocker, which, full disclosure, I didn't know if he was going to be able to develop into that. But anybody that's watched him play this year can see the work that he's put into the physicality of the game. He's got an incredibly bright future. He enters into an echelon of one of the better tight ends that we've ever had, and this is coming from a school that has placed numerous tight ends in both the college ranks but also the NFL ranks. And Oregon State, in my opinion, I think all these schools are kind of getting a steal with all these guys, but I'm very happy for Landon, and he's got an incredibly bright future, so let's give him a round of applause. Next up, Wyatt Ferguson. So Wyatt, this is not normal. Offensive lineman, two-way guy, offensive and defensive lineman, will be playing defensive line at the next level. That is not an easy thing to do, to be a two-way lineman at De La Salle. It's also not an easy thing to do to be a 4-year varsity football player as an offensive lineman and a defensive lineman at De La Salle. It's also not an easy thing to do to be a 3-year starter as an offensive lineman and a defensive lineman at De La Salle. We actually have 2 of them here today, which is pretty nice to say. Wyatt, he leads our team in sacks. He's kind of an unsung hero, him and Bubba, who's sitting over there, of our entire team. He's been playing at an incredibly high level. In my opinion, he should be garnering first-team All-State votes. I don't vote on that, but he's playing at an all-state level, and there's no doubt in my mind that he's going to have an exceptional career at Weber State. He's also a team captain, which means a lot to our football program and to our community, and he's a great representation of our community. So looking forward to great things, Wyatt. Congratulations. Next up, Jaden Jefferson. I'm going to clue you in. That dude's fast. We have some fast individuals on our team this year, but we've never had somebody, and in fact, the state of California has never had somebody with the speed that Jaden has. And Bill Belichick, hopefully you've heard of him, he doesn't like recruiting bad football players. He recruits very good football players, and he's recruiting Jaden for a very specific reason. They called me right after he signed this morning about how excited they are. Another 4-year starter as many positions: wide receiver, running back, corner, slot, safety. He plays all over the place. He has 2 99.9-yard kick returns, which is tied for California, national record, because in high school, if the ball goes into the end zone, you are not allowed to return it. So that is a record that will never be broken. He leads our team in rushing while also playing defense, oftentimes covering the best player on the opposing team. He has an incredibly bright future. Many of you noticed that North Carolina practiced on our field here, and Coach Belichick, who was actually very nice. He's very grumpy in the press conferences, but he was very nice when he was here. He was like, "Hey, where do you think I should play Jefferson?" I was like, "That's for you to figure out. I play him all over the place." And I don't know if he loved that answer, but he's got an incredibly bright future, and he's one of the most exceptional athletes that we've ever had here at De La Salle. Obviously a two-sport guy. We're going to miss him, but we got him for one more game, so congratulations, Jim. Next up, Jaden Nicholas. Another Jaden, different spelling. I got those mixed up when he was a freshman as well, because he is another 4-year player on the varsity football team, and that, again, I have to reiterate, is not an easy thing to do. And on one of Jeff's kick returns, when I was watching it, I was like, "Oh my God, who's kind of catching up to him?" And Jeff was easing up a little bit, but it was Nicholas. He's a 4-year player, 3-year starter. He started some as a freshman year. Just an exceptional athlete. He's another two-way guy. He plays wide receiver, and he also plays defensive back. He's good enough to be a Division I wide receiver, but he's going to be playing defensive back at the next level. Montana's getting a steal. Montana's a very, very, very good program, but I also think that they're getting a steal. He has the physicality to play at the next level, and he has elite speed. He's also on our 4x1 team for the track team, another two-sport athlete, and he's got an incredibly bright future. Congratulations, Jaden. Last but not least, another team captain, a large human. And oh, my daughter would have loved that. Maya Talona, another 4-year. You can cheer. It's okay. You guys can cheer for him. Another 4-year varsity football player and another 3-year starter. He's also a team captain, and him and Wyatt have the very, very tough duty of being an offensive lineman and a defensive lineman. I want you guys to understand that we play one of the hardest schedules in the state of California. What that means is oftentimes those guys are going against, combined on the offensive and the defensive side of the ball, 8 300-pounders per game. I don't feel bad for you because you're a 300-pounder as well. I feel a little bad for Wyatt, but he's also very strong. Maya Talona is an elite athlete. Cal Berkeley does not recruit bad football players, and none of these schools do. Maya absolutely has the potential to be playing, obviously not just at the next level, but the level after that, and many of these guys do. And he has an incredible future. It's nice that I normally get to one college football game a year. This year it was Stanford because of Drew Cunningham, but next year I get to go on a shorter trip. That's a farther drive, so I get to go on a shorter trip to watch Maya play over at Cal Berkeley, and it looks like the future of Cal Berkeley is going to be very bright. So congratulations, Maya. I'm very happy for you.
All right, thank you, Coach Allenbaugh and Coach Arroyo, for those great words. If we could give our student athletes a round of applause and congratulations on their accomplishment today. If you haven't signed, but you need to sign, student athletes, feel free to go ahead and sign your commitment away on your letter of intent. Grab your Uniball pen and make that commitment. And at this time, let's family, friends, have photos. We got some interviews. Enjoy this celebration of these student athletes. Thanks again for coming to the signing day presented by Uniball.
Yeah, well, yeah. He said it 3 times. The bus is up there.
Mark with you on signing day presented by Uniball, and we're joined by one of the 6 student athletes signing today, Will Core, as Coach Robbie Arroyo mentioned, a guy that's won Defensive Player of the Year in East Bay Athletic League the last few years. Will, you've had a tremendous career here at De La Salle. Talk about this experience. You're going to the Ivy League. So obviously you're going to play water polo, but obviously it's a great school to go there academically as well. Did you imagine you could be in this spot years and years ago?
No, it's never something that I really pictured happening. But we ended up here, and I set myself up for success with a great program and school in De La Salle. So going back to the decision, even going to high school, could have set myself up somewhere else, but De La put me in the right spot, and I'm just really excited to go to Brown, and yeah.
Tell us a little bit about Brown. The water polo coach, Felix Mercado, they were 20-10 this year. Obviously a beautiful campus in Rhode Island. Tell us about Brown and the main things that appeal to you.
Yeah, great campus, great program. The things that did really pull me in there were the coaches and players. I've worked with Coach Felix for a few years now on the USA pipeline national teams, stuff like that. So good relationship with the coaches, and just everyone was really welcoming, and seems like the right place for me. Yeah.
Have you noticed any kind of similarities between the water polo program here at De La Salle and there at Brown?
Absolutely. Here at De La Salle, I think that Coach Robbie and the other coaches really set us up here for that next level of playing, and so being prepared is something that they really think is important for us to do, and so I think that they've really set me up to be in the best position going forward.
All right, Will, congratulations. Great job by you. Great career here at De La Salle. Looking forward to watching you compete at Brown.
Thank you.
All right, thanks to Will Core for joining us, and we're going to now welcome in Landon Cook, who is signing with Oregon State. Landon, come on in. Oh, I guess we're gonna have a picture here real quick before we get the interview here with Landon. Again, it is signing day presented by Uniball, and we spoke with Will Core, who is going to play water polo at Brown. Now we're going to talk to the 5 football players who are signing today, and of course they got a big football game coming up in 10 days, the Open Division State Championship against Santa Margarita. So we're waiting for them to take those pictures, and then hopefully we'll get Landon here in a second. And now we got Landon coming in, and Landon, no, that's no problem. Going to Oregon State, tell us about your journey, because obviously, as Coach mentioned, you're a multi-sport star like a lot of your teammates. You know, you were someone that's a real good baseball player as well, and I know it looked like you kind of had focus there and then kind of shifted to football last year, and I know it's a lot of hard work to get to this point, but what can you tell us about that journey you've been on? Because it's not easy to come in with your kind of talent and the work ethic you have to get to be a good football player in this program.
So, you know, from a young age, I always thought it was baseball. Grew up playing it. Played football as well, but, you know, always loved baseball as a pitcher. You know, I started picking up a little interest from colleges, so I was kind of like, let's just do this baseball thing. You know, I text Coach Allenbaugh, I think I'm just going to focus on baseball. Came back, watched the first season of the game. I was like, man, I need to be out there. I need to be out on that field. So I texted him. I was like, is there any way I could get back on that field? And he's like, there is, but you got to go through some stuff. So, you know, I played scout team for about 10 weeks, you know, made up all the workouts in the summer. You know, he unsuspended me, like, from my little thing. So I got to go play half my season last year, and now I put on some good film, and I'm here committed to Oregon State for football.
And he gave you some high praise in terms of your standing among De La Salle tight ends, because we've had some great ones going through here. Obviously, I've made an impact in the professional ranks, let alone the college ranks. That had to feel good what Coach Allenbaugh said about you as far as where you stand among tight ends in this school's history.
Yes, sir. He always gives me good praise. He's a really good guy, great mentor. I'm just very glad he's my coach. He's a very great guy to look up to, and I think he's led me through a great path.
You're going to Oregon State. That's exciting. They got a new head coach, Jamarcus Shepard. Of course, he was a guy that was coaching at Alabama. Before that, Washington. So obviously, he's got quite a resume himself. What have you had a chance to learn from Coach Shepard in your talks with him?
Yeah, no, I'm very excited for Coach Shepard. He's a driven dude. He wants to turn this program around. I'm just excited because he's about integrity. You know, you got to earn what you're not given anything. You got to earn it. So I'm excited about that.
Anything else about Oregon State? I mean, a great campus in Corvallis as far as what appealed you to the school?
It's a little small, not small, but college town. It's great. It's like a little Halloween town in the fall. I think it's amazing. You know, Oregon's beautiful. They got everything up there. You get the college experience, you know, play football up there, great facilities, great coaches. Go Beavs, sir.
All right, congratulations, Landon, and good luck in the football game in 10 days.
Thank you.
All right, congratulations, Landon Cook, for joining us here at Signing Day presented by Uniball. And we'll now speak with Jaden Nicholas, who's going to the University of Montana. Jaden, congratulations. Obviously, Montana's wanted you, liked you for a while, and you've had that commitment for a while. Talk about what made you commit to that school, because obviously it's a terrific program. It's a program that's got a big game coming up on Saturday in the FCS playoffs. What most appeals to you about Montana?
You know, it's a lot of things, but most of all, I just want to thank God and my family for this opportunity. And, you know, I want to thank the coaches at Montana for trusting me, and thank De La Salle, Justin Allenbaugh, for developing me and making me into a better man and a better player than I am today. And I'm just overall blessed to get this opportunity to play at the next level.
You mentioned developing yourself into a better man you are today. I mean, in terms of, he said how you were a guy that kind of was able to play the varsity very early on here in your high school career. But what do you feel you've developed yourself during your time here at De La Salle?
I definitely opened up more as a man, and I am able to communicate more. And, you know, it started off when I moved with my dad, and I'm just able to stay focused and, you know, stay on top of things much more.
You going to University of Montana, you talked about Coach Allenbaugh. Do you see some similarities between their program there under Coach Bobby Houck that you see here under Coach Allenbaugh at De La Salle?
Yes, I do. There's definitely a tradition at Montana like it is at De La Salle. And, you know, it's just discipline and all that stuff like that.
And they got a big playoff game coming up on Saturday against South Dakota State. You've been following them, I'm sure, all season, right?
Yes, I have, most definitely.
Are you already, because I mean, that's a big rival there, you're already ready to fire up playing those kind of games?
Yeah, for sure, I can't wait. Put me on the field right now.
There he is. Well, in 10 days, we're looking forward to watching you on the field. All right, congratulations, Jaden Nicholas.
Thank you.
Thank you to Jaden Nicholas, who's going to the University of Montana. Congratulations to him. Great day for these guys as they signed their letters of intent to compete at the next level. And we're gonna get a few more football players here. We still got to talk to Jaden Jefferson and Maya. We got. Well, all right. Well, sorry. Well, it doesn't matter who's first. All right. Whoever's All right, we got Maya Talona, who's going to Cal Berkeley, and Maya, congratulations. What a great day for you and your family. Talk about this commitment going to Cal. Obviously, it's a huge deal. It's a great school, great program. Tell us about the things that appeal to you about Cal.
It's a great establishment. The coaching, they've been there with me for a very long time. I'd say the coaching is what sticks out to me. Also the academics. Any great school is going to have great academics, but I think I'm going to get there. I'm going to flourish out there, and I think that's what stands out for me.
You were also recruited by Oregon, and it just looks like Tosh Lupoy could be the next coach at Cal. I imagine he probably had some conversations with you trying to get you to go to Eugene when he was there.
Yes, there was a lot of talks back then. He's a great coach. I love the guy. His energy's there. He's a great coach. Down to technique, and he's just down to earth kind of guy.
And, of course, he's a De La Salle alum that graduated here 25 years ago, looking like he's going to be the next coach at Cal. You've had a terrific year. It's funny that I don't know if people know this, but the offensive line only gave up 2 sacks all year this year, and that was when you got hurt in the middle of the game against Grant after you left. Those are the 2 sacks the line gave up. It takes a lot of commitment to be a good lineman here and play both ways like you've done. When you look back on your high school career, what do you think about that commitment? What stands out to you during your time here?
What stands out the most is just our commitment to our quarterbacks as the offensive line. Going both ways, it's hard. But just being able to play with my brothers, is the biggest thing. Be able to flourish and grow with them is also one of the biggest things for me.
What about, as far as attracting double teams and triple teams? That can't be easy when you're freeing up your teammates to get those plays when you're being guarded by 2 or 3 guys. How is that? Is that something you like handling?
It's definitely hard. I wouldn't say I like it the most, but if I'm able to get my teammates free and get them in for the play, I'm willing to do that.
All right, you got a big game coming up in 10 days. What's the key for you guys?
Our key is just get off the ball and strike our opponent.
All right, congratulations, Maya Talona. Great career here at De La Salle. Looking forward to watching you compete in 10 days.
Thank you.
All right, thanks to Maya Talona for joining us, and we've got a couple more interviews to do. We're going to get Jaden Jefferson here in a second. And Jaden, of course, another multi-sport star here at De La Salle. How you doing? Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
All right, going to University of Northern California. Coach Allenbaugh mentioned it as far as Coach Belichick there. What can you tell us about conversations you've had with Coach Belichick and about committing to UNC?
Yeah, I had a lot of conversation with the whole coaching staff, especially Coach Belichick. We're just ready to change our program. We're super excited. I'm super excited to get down there. I'm ready to just change our program. I'm super excited, and I'm gonna just bring energy to that program, and that's just the main emphasis is just bring energy and just play my own football.
And you've certainly done that, bringing energy here. I'm looking at the numbers here, over 1,000 yards rushing, 12 touchdowns on the ground, 1 kickoff return for a touchdown this year. This guy only got 4 chances to return kickoffs this year because no one wants to kick to him. How was that in terms of, that's a great ability you have. You don't get a chance to showcase it too much.
Yeah, it's kind of frustrating because the coaches they're going to the meetings and they're telling the kickers not to kick it to me, which is kind of frustrating. But when I get the opportunity, I definitely take advantage of the opportunities. But yeah, it's a good thing but bad thing because they don't kick it to me. But yeah.
Well, you're going to play in a state championship game in 10 days against Santa Margarita. Obviously, your main focus is on that. What do you feel you guys need to do to come out on top in that game?
I think what we need to do to come on top, I think we need to just bring energy. We have to come out there, like I said, obviously for our seniors, it's our last game, but we just need to come out with energy and just, we can play with these guys. We can play with anybody we want to in the nation, actually. So I just feel like we need to bring energy a lot and just play our game, a lot of discipline as well, and just play our own game.
Of course, this guy is the fastest man in California. State record, 10.01 time in the 100-meter dash. Are you going to be competing in track at UNC?
I'm actually not sure yet. I'm not sure if I want to run track yet, but that's definitely a conversation that I had with Belichick as well.
All right. Well, you talk about Coach Belichick. Do you see similarities between Coach Belichick and Coach Allenbaugh?
Yeah, I actually do. They get to the point. They know what they want, and they teach their players how to just be disciplined, and they actually both have similarities, and they're both great coaches.
All right, congratulations, Jay and Jefferson, and thank you for making me sound good with those highlight plays that you delivered.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right, thanks to Jaden. Congratulations, going to UNC, University of North Carolina. And now we got Wyatt Ferguson. Wyatt, why don't you come over here? And congratulations, a great day, for you. Just a monster season. 7 tackles for a loss this year, 8 sacks, playing both sides of the line. that's a heck of a commitment, as Coach Allenbaugh talked about. When you look back on this journey you have to get to this point, I mean, is there anything that jumps out to you as far as the difficulties or anything you had, the trials and tribulations to get to this point?
I mean, yeah, definitely. I mean, De La Salle football is always hard, like the summers, you know. Like, De La Salle is known for going through all that hard work, but I feel like that's just what separates us from any regular school around here. And we just put in all this work through the summers, and every summer I just feel like I've been putting in more work every year, and that's just what led me to be able to make all those plays I made this year, all the work I put in.
Yeah, and it's turned out to be a tremendous career, and as I mentioned, playing both sides of the line. I mean, how do you do it? I mean, you got to get tired out there sometimes, right?
I mean, shoot, we're just trying to go both ways. So I mean, it's not really too hard as long as we just put in the work, in which we do every week, put in the work. So I obviously put in the extra work on the side because I know I have to go both ways.
And you have to go up against some real big guys as well, and that's going to be the case again in the state championship game. Any keys you have as far as going into that contest?
I mean, I'm a pretty shorter lineman, and all the SoCal teams always have big linemen, so just using my size to my advantage, which I think I'm really good at, and just getting underneath their pads.
And you're going to Weber State, beautiful Ogden, Utah, against in the mountains there. Of course, Damian Lillard, an alum at Weber State. It's a great school out there. What were some of the main things that appealed to you?
Just the environment. I really like the environment that they have. Like, they have a real culture environment, family environment. I really like that. Just being around the team, like all of them, they're basically brothers. It's just like the brotherhood they have here. So just going to another brotherhood was really my fit.
And I'm sure, like here, you don't just step into a leadership role there. In terms of you had to earn that a leadership role here at De La Salle. What are some of the things you learned about being a leader yourself that you can take into the next level?
Yeah, I learned a lot at De La here, but I think it's just going on the field and just putting in your 100. I feel like if you put in your 100 and everyone else sees that your hard work in the weight room and on the field and in the classroom, wherever, as long as you're just giving your 100 and someone sees that and you just give that on to the other person, yeah.
Congratulations, Wyatt Ferguson. Again, one of the top linemen to come out of here in terms of a great career for him. Good luck in 10 days.
Thank you.
All right, congratulations, Wyatt. Great job. All right, thanks to all our signees for joining us today. Thanks to Wyatt, as well as Maya and Jaden Nicholas, Jaden Jefferson, Landon Cook, and Will Core for all of their help in our interviews here. It's been a great signing day here at De La Salle. Appreciate all of you for joining us. And until next time, we'll have De La Salle basketball tomorrow night as they go up against Vallejo at 6:30. But this has been a presentation of Signing Day on De La Salle TV. Signing Day presented by Uniball.